Let's put the spotlight on the telecom space. So much has been going on. Yesterday was all about the mega Indus block deal. And of course, we've got the telecom subscriber numbers as well overnight. Reliance Jio and Bharti Airtel, both of these have actually added subscribers in April, but Voda Idea has seen a loss. Axis Capital is bullish on Airtel and Reliance. So what is the outlook on the sector and some of these specific companies? To talk about this, we have with us Gaurav Malhotra, Executive Director at Axis Capital. Gaurav, great to have you with us on the show. Lots going on in the sector. I'm not sure if you do have any coverage on Voda Idea right now, and even if you don't have a stock call, that's fine. But just tell us what you make of all the developments. Now, there's a lot of expectation that maybe with the parent, selling its stake in Indus, getting so much money, maybe some of that will make its way back into the Indian entity over here. I don't know if you believe that can happen or not, but because at the ground level, there's still subscriber loss. So what are your views on Vodafone Idea at this point?
Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone. On Vodafone Idea, unfortunately, we are restricted, so won't be able to, give views on that. But otherwise, in terms of, if you look at the subscriber trends, these trends are basically in line with what we have seen in the last few quarters, which is essentially Jio being the leader, followed by Airtel, and Vodafone seeing some loss, slightly lesser than what it was experiencing earlier. But obviously, the network needs to strengthen before we see some sort of reversal for Vodafone Idea, which should happen, now that the fundraise has happened at Vodafone Idea's level.
I wanted your thoughts, Gaurav, hi, good morning, on Bharti Airtel. You've upgraded their mobile revenue and their EBITDA by about 6 to 13% for FY26. What makes you so bullish on Bharti? Because we've seen a fairly steep rally in many of these telecom names in the past 1 year. But from here on, what could the fresh triggers be, you think?
See, the stock of Bharti is essentially moving up on the back of the tariff increase expectation, right? We are sort of in line with that view. The only different view which we have versus the street is that there seems to be an expectations of 2 hikes, say this year and one next. We feel that consecutive hikes is a little bit less in probability given what we have seen in the past. But whenever that hikes happen, they happen quite meaningful. So that's why we have sort of taken up. We have assumed a hike of around 25% for the sector for this year. And that is what has led to this sharp increase in our estimates for Bharti. And the same thing is true for Jio as well.
Hi, Gaurav. Good morning and good to see you. In any view on Indus Stars, you had that large trade that the street was waiting for, which got out of the way. Now there'll be some kind of MSCI and FTSE rebalance as well. Do you all have a call on the stock?
No, so right now we're restricted on Indus also, so unfortunately won't be able to give any views on that.
Okay, the other trigger that the telecom space was watching out for was tariff hikes. As you said, you're expecting around 25%. Talking about, 3 players surviving out here. And the other one that you briefly mentioned was on Jio. The street is waiting for a potential IPO on Jio as well at some point of time. How do you value it and what numbers are you working with?
So the way we think about it is that, for Jio, we expect listing sometime during FY26. So say from sometimes, maybe it could be middle of FY26. Our current gross EV, enterprise value of Jio is roughly around $130 billion, and Reliance owns around 2/3 of that. So I think it's going to be a meaningful IPO, as and when it happens. And at that point in time, there will be 2 large liquid stocks in the sector, mega caps, which investors will then have an option to play with.
Okay, we will let you go on that note. Thanks a lot for joining in and have a great day. That's the word on the telecom space.